let's go back into pulse. The definition of pulse, once again, is not only electrical current, but a sound. Radio waves are what? Sounds that carry intellectual messages. Okay? Frequency. The sun is made up of radio waves. It emanates and gives life to all things in its vibratory range. So, this is why they call you a person. A percentage of the sun. Person. But now, continuing on. How do we determine and find gender within consciousness? Vibratory rates. Okay? Female frequency or electrons. Because you got to understand, all of these words come from science, okay? The word electron, at some point in time in somebody's defining ability, became female. Protons are masculine particles, okay? They became what you call the male. Anybody who deals with electronics knows that, or deals with chemistry, knows that the electrons are the main particles in an atom that go on to create other chemicals. So the universe is considered a giant female, okay? Because it is built off of the chemical composition and ever-growing creation of expanding atoms through the exchange of electrons, okay? This is why our ancestors consider the universe to be a giant womb, okay? Feminine energy. You call planet Earth Mother Earth. You don't call it Father Earth because it's an electron-dominated planet, okay? It's a female planet. So, when we start off at the center of all existence, which is an atom clearly shows you yin and yang, masculine and feminine, okay? The protons, okay, which are in the center, the nucleus of an atom, which is the center with the neutron, are masculine energy, okay? That's where the weight of the atom is. The protons hold the atom, down as a masculine presence. The electrons exchange with other electrons on the outer rings or outer layers of the atom, okay, in order to create new chemicals. So just like masculine and feminine humans should be interacting, that's the same way our atoms interact with each other. Now, why is this important? Boom. We didn't touch on it scientifically. Now let's go back to it from a vibratory perspective in regards to the subject, okay? Female energy vibrates at a certain fluctuation. Masculine energy vibrates at a certain fluctuation, okay? This is why the human anatomy, okay? Remember, a man is an XX chromosome. A woman is an XX chromosome, which is metacentric. A man is an XY chromosome, which is submetacentric. The Y is an X chromosome minus 2.8% of its own genetic mass, okay? Why is this important? We have different vibratory rates, okay? If you look at the anatomy of a man, okay, because we're gonna go into spirits in a minute, but I'm gonna just get through the physical realm first before I go to the spiritual. If you look at the anatomy of a man, okay, a man has a bigger heart than a woman, okay? Your heart is what helps to emanate your electromagnetic field, your sixth sense, okay, which helps you to gather information. Remember, electrical currents, radio waves are signals which carry information. Wherever there's a signal, aka a pulse, there's consciousness. Wherever there's consciousness, there's a potential gender, aka frequency, that can dominate that potential signal, okay? And we're gonna go into the spirit realm in a minute, but let me just stay on physical for now. So when you see a man, a XY chromosome, a masculine figure, we have bigger hearts than women, okay? The reason we have Adam's apples and women, so-called don't, is not because we don't have thyroid glands or what you would call I believe it's called a lingual prominence, if I'm saying it correctly, a lingual prominence, all right, which is just another name of an Adam's apple. We both have them. But when a man's testosterone starts to kick in, especially during puberty, okay, this causes our thyroid gland to expand and protrude so that our voice can be deeper. Okay, this is why a man's voice is deeper than a woman, because our voice box is meant to modulate a certain pitch or frequency or sound in opposition to a female, aka an electron-based energy. Okay, so this is why women have different voice boxes. So now, here's the thing, okay? And I'm gonna go to the spirit realm in a minute. I'm gonna switch up the order in a minute because I'm gonna just flow. Here's the thing. Even when you see a man who considers himself homosexual try to copy a woman, okay? You don't just see him try to get the surgery and get the genitalia of a woman. You also see him try to mimic the voice box, okay? Because it's not the physical aspect of the woman that the man is trying to mimic. It's the frequency aspect of the woman that the man is trying to mimic. So when even when people say they feel like they're a woman, even if you go get the surgery, you could never be a woman. Because you could never be on the frequency of a woman. Your heart will never beat at the frequency of a woman. Your heart will never be the size of a woman's heart. And your voice box, no matter what you do, will never be constructed to give off the pitch of a woman. So there's so many different aspects of the differences between a man and a woman anatomically and electromagnetically that you can't just skip because you try to go get a vagina. It's not going to happen. But continuing on. Now we want to go to the spirit realm. Okay? Because people love to say souls don't have a gender. How souls don't have a gender? Like people ain't been walking around this planet Earth for infinity and ain't seen male ghosts and female ghosts. What you talking about? Yes, souls do have a gender. So there's technology out here. Okay? One of the most simplest forms is called electromagnetic voice phenomena, which is a machine that they use to communicate with spirits. Okay? And these spirits have masculine and feminine voices. Some of these spirits are men, some of these spirits are women. So if you're going to sit here and say, your soul don't have a gender, okay, then how the hell do you explain ghosts? How do you explain deities? How do you explain gods? You know how many religions got masculine gods and feminine gods? Nobody just making this shit up. And so that being said, there's no way on one argument, you can't give the credence and existence to gender, okay? And then on another argument, you want to take it away to fit your argument. So now I know what somebody's going to say now. And I have to say this before I continue the video. Now somebody's going to say, well, if that's the case, what about your soul being born in the wrong body? The only way we can entertain that argument is if you believe that the universe makes mistakes. And there's a branch of science called information science, which means that everything is intellectually planned out before it's done. The universe knew to make your nails grow a certain length. They knew to make your body a certain way. It knew, okay? The universe knew to make your brain a certain composition. It knew to make your teeth a certain composition. So unless you saying the universe makes mistakes and puts the wrong souls in the wrong body, unless you saying God, whatever God you believe in, makes mistakes, then that's the only way you can entertain that argument. If you believe that the universe is capable of making a mistake. So it was right to put gravity here. It was right to put oxygen here. It was right to put the sun there, but it accidentally put the wrong soul in the wrong goddamn body. No, we're not going to play them games. But continuing on, family. When we're talking about consciousness and gender, we're talking about vibratory levels. Even in sacred geometry, curved lines are considered feminine. Straight lines are considered masculine. Hence, even when somebody say, are you straight or do you go both ways? They don't even understand they're speaking in lingo that belongs to sacred geometrical studies and practices. So once again, curvy lines are considered feminine. Straight lines are considered masculine. We see this every day in nature. Even with women. Women are more curvy. Men are more straight. It's not hard. The universe did not make a mistake. So, when we're talking about on the spiritual plane, the existence of frequency, even in certain habitats, it's certain places on the planet Earth that you go and it's more feminine. It's certain places on the planet Earth that you go and it's more masculine. It's certain spiritual beings that you can summon and they're more masculine. Certain spiritual beings that you can summon and they're more feminine. Okay? This is all due to the level in which they to which they currently vibrate and exist on. So just like you have physical beings, you have what you call interdimensional or non-physical beings, which exist consciously, but they don't have a tangible body for you to interact with. This is why they're called interdimensional. Inter means in between. Dimension is what you can calculate via length within height. So an interdimensional being is something that the definition of being is to exist. So an interdimensional being is something that exists in between what you can physically calculate or digest via the sunlight through your eyes on a scale of length, width, and height. Doesn't mean it's not there. It just means you can't calculate its existence in your current physical form, but you can still interact with it in your original existence of form, which is your consciousness, which is your awareness that you exist also on this form as well. Not only on that platform, but while you're in this platform as well, which is occupying a three-dimensional space. So